In the endless black between suns, something ancient has awakened. It drifts not with purpose, yet every motion feels deliberate, an echo of intelligence older than light itself. Instruments tremble before it, data collapses into riddles, and silence answers our deepest question. We called it Three Eye Atlas, but names mean nothing to what remembers stars we've never seen. Tonight, the universe is no longer a mystery we observe. It's a presence that has begun to look back. It began without warning. During a quiet night shift, NASA Deep Space Network, its trio of giant radio antennas in California, Madrid, and Canberra, picked up an unexplained signal moving through the dark beyond Neptune. It wasn't random noise, it was motion. Something was entering the heliosphere at a speed no comet, asteroid, or spacecraft had ever reached. The system automatically flagged the event, then did something unusual. It quarantined the data. Instead of being added to the public comment log, it was rerouted to a classified channel labeled anomalous telemetry. That's NASA internal term for, we don't understand this yet, keep it contained. Minutes later, the Canberra station confirmed the same. The object was moving at 95,000 kilometers per hour, too fast to be captured by the sun's gravity. Yet its path slightly curved as if guided by some invisible control. Software models predicted a hyperbolic trajectory, meaning it came from beyond the solar system, and then detected a brief, deliberate course correction. By dawn, NASA held a secure briefing. Public databases were quietly edited. No new object appeared that day. Inside encrypted servers, a hidden entry was added, 3AI Atlas. Technicians described the radar pattern as too precise, too rhythmic. The reflections suggested symmetry, structured geometry rather than a tumbling rock. It wasn't behaving like a comet. It wasn't behaving like anything natural. One analyst left a single line before the file vanished into the restricted system. If this isn't interference, something just changed course. After that night, 3i Atlas vanished from all records, surviving only as a whispered name in a network built to bury the unexplainable. When NASA charted 3AI Atlas path, something didn't add up. Most space objects moved smooth curves, pulled by the sun's gravity in predictable ways. But this one broke the rule. Somewhere between Neptune and Jupiter, it shifted just 0.4 degrees, too small for the eye, but impossible to explain by nature alone. There were no gas jets, no debris trails, no sign of impact. And its course changed as if it made a decision. NASA computers flagged it as an error, but every simulation confirmed the same thing. It wasn't drifting, it was correcting itself. Then telescopes began recording another anomaly, a faint rhythmic flash coming from the object, repeating with exact precision every 11 minutes. It wasn't random. It wasn't the kind of flicker caused by rotation or sunlight. It looked deliberate, like a coded signal. At first, scientists thought it might be a reflection or interference from deep space dust. But the light kept pulsing, steady and precise, like a heartbeat echoing through the dark. If it was only a comet, it was one behaving like a machine. And if it wasn't, then something intelligent might be traveling through our solar system right now, quietly watching us as we watch it. The deeper NASA looked into 3AI Atlas, the stranger it became. Spectrographic readings, those that break light into chemical fingerprints, revealed something no comet or asteroid should ever show. Its reflected light contained metallic nickel fused with cyanide chains, arranged in fractal layers, a repeating, self-perfecting pattern found only in advanced material design. Nature doesn't build like that. Molecules don't organize themselves with that kind of mathematical precision. Which this wasn't a random formation, it was engineered. The internal report carried a phrase rarely used outside classified briefings, non-terrestrial engineering, a phrase that simply doesn't appear in public science releases. Then came the second shock. Each time 3AI Atlas flared, a radio spike appeared at exactly 1420 megahertz. The hydrogen line, long considered by scientists the most universal frequency for interstellar communication. But this wasn't random noise. The signal modulated, rising and falling like a pulse, almost as if it was responding to the instruments watching it. It behaved as though it knew it was being observed. Inside NASA, the data caused quiet alarm. Outside, a few independent astronomers noticed the same radio spikes, and began posting about them online. Hours later, key NASA servers hosting Juno and Soho telemetry abruptly went offline for scheduled maintenance. When they returned, the public feeds were spotless, too spotless, too spotless. Entire gaps of raw data were gone. Even authorized researchers found their access silently revoked overnight. The object wasn't natural, it had reacted. And that reaction might not be over. No one could say what the signal meant, or whether it was still transmitting. But one thing was clear: 3AI Atlas had crossed the line. It was no longer just an interstellar object to study. When NASA probes began tracking 3AI Atlas up close, the readings defied every known law of physics. Instruments detected a plasma sheet, glowing field of charged particles surrounding the object. That alone wasn't unusual. But this sheath was impossibly dense, far thicker than any natural body could maintain in open space. The sheath pulsed in rhythm with bursts from the solar wind. Each time the sun released a wave of charged particles, the plasma field reacted, tightening, shifting, almost as if it were alive. It behaved like an intelligent shield, adjusting its density with flawless timing, as though it was protecting something hidden within. As 3AI passed the orbit of Mars, NASA Maven spacecraft detected a sudden magnetic surge so powerful it scrambled its sensors and forced an emergency reboot. For several minutes, all telemetry went dark. When Maven came back online, its magnetic readings were off the scale. NASA public statement was quick, a minor solar event. But solar observatories around the world confirmed there had been no flares, no storms, nothing. The sun had been completely calm. Internal mission logs later revealed the truth. The magnetic burst didn't radiate from the sun. It came from 3AI itself. That changed everything. It meant the object wasn't just reacting to cosmic forces. It was reacting to observation. Soon after, NASA classified all close-range tracking data. Public feeds showed only a signal interruption. Yet within NASA encrypted servers, a new red alert appeared beside the object's name. Potential active field detected observation restriction. Just hours after 3AI Atlas released that strange magnetic surge, telescopes across the world recorded something impossible. Two distant stars, both going nova, exploded at the exact same second despite being light years apart. Their locations had no known link, yet their timing matched perfectly, synchronized down to the millisecond. Observatories in Chile, Hawaii, and South Africa all confirmed it. The twin bursts aligned precisely with the time stamp of the surge near Mars. Analysts quickly realized it wasn't a coincidence. It was a direct correlation. When scientists compared the radio signals from both novas to the data emitted by 3AI, they found a strange pattern hidden in the frequencies. Beneath the static were subaudible harmonics, tones far below human hearing. After converting them into sound, what emerged didn't resemble random noise. It sounded structured, organized, deliberate. Engineers called it a cosmic chorus, a layered resonance centered around the 1420 megahertz hydrogen line, the same universal frequency long used in interstellar communication research. The sound seemed to echo back at 3AI's signal, as if space itself had replied. Inside the agency, opinions split. Some scientists dismissed it as a rare cosmic feedback event, energy waves interacting across vast distances. Others believed it was something else, something intelligent. The deeper they investigated, the more the data defied explanation. NASA public report on the surge later omitted all mention of the novas. The synchronized alignment quietly vanished from the official timeline. When scientists reviewed the thermal data from the Juno and Soho arrays, they expected one thing: deep, frozen silence. Comets are supposed to be icy fossils from the early solar system, lifeless and cold. But 3AI Atlas wasn't like any other comet. Infrared scans revealed something impossible: deep. Not random bursts, but organized patterns of warmth buried hundreds of meters beneath the surface. Every 6 hours, the same rhythm repeated. The signal was steady, mechanical, and deliberate, like a pulse. It didn't behave like natural geothermal activity. It looked like a system regulating itself, turning on and off with precision. That discovery broke every known model of comet behavior. A frozen rock drifting through space shouldn't generate repeating heat cycles. The data suggested something inside was active, something that wasn't supposed to exist. Then everything went silent. When the readings were sent to NASA Deep Space Division, communication stopped. A classified memo leaked briefly online before being effective immediately. All thermal data related to 3AI Atlas is under national security review. External discussion prohibited. No department claimed responsibility. No signatures, no authors, just a seal of silence. Inside NASA, scientists began calling it the Atlas Directive. Behind the scenes, theories spread quickly. Some researchers believe the heat was from an internal power source, an artificial system still running beneath the ice. Others whispered that it might be biological, a kind of dormant organism reawakening after millions of years. But the truth was locked away. Every trace of open research vanished, every dataset did. What remains are fragments, heat map, rhythmic energy reading, and the growing suspicion that 3AI Atlas isn't just a comet. Something inside it is functioning, responding, maybe even watching. And whoever issued the Atlas directive knows exactly what it is. When 3AI, also known as Atlas, began leaving the inner solar system, a comet fading into deep space, but what followed turned quiet curiosity into growing unease. Three astrophysicists from different institutions publicly questioned NASA official data. They pointed out missing frames, altered timestamps, and thermal readings that didn't match the object's recorded path. Within 2 days, all three deleted their social media accounts, posts gone, profiles erased. One of them, Dr. Lena Morovic, resurfaced weeks later on a late night podcast. Her voice was calm but tense. The object isn't what they're telling us, she said. And that's all I can say before they make sure I don't say anything else. Then she disappeared again. Soon after, every telescope tracking 3AI reported the same thing. The signal stopped. The rhythmic flashes, the faint radio hum near the hydrogen line, even the thermal glow beneath the surface, everything vanished in seconds. 3AI went completely dark, as if it had powered down or cloaked itself. 2 days later, NASA closed the tracking file, claiming loss of signal due to this, but their own models showed the object should have remained detectable for another week. To some, that explanation was routine. To others, it was confirmation that 3AI had done something no comet ever could, but it chose to disappear. As it drifted past Mars's orbit into the black silence of space, if it could hide from us, what else could it do? Just before 3AI Atlas went silent, one final signal slipped through, faint, broken, and buried, and static. At first, NASA Deep Space Network dismissed it as interference. But when a young technician cleaned the data with a Fourier transform, the noise revealed something structured. It wasn't random, it was digital. Inside the static was a short binary sequence, 6 units repeating in exact intervals. When translated, it formed a single word, recall. No prefix, no code, no data tags, just that word. It repeated 3 times, then the signal vanished. Most thought it was a simple glitch, but the timing was too precise. The message came through at the exact second 3AI's transmission stopped, as if the object had sent that word intentionally, then powered down. Within NASA, quiet speculation spread. Some said recall meant a data purge, a built-in command to erase its own memory. Others believed it was a message, not from the probe, but from something else. A system call sent across the void. Days later, the probe that received the signal suffered a full memory crash. All related files were lost. Officially, the event was marked as non-repeatable interference. Unofficially, engineers began calling it the recall event. No one could explain how a frozen interstellar object could transmit a digital code, or why its last word felt less like an error and more like a warning. And somewhere far beyond the reach of any telescope, 3AI Atlas drifts deeper into the dark, silent, unseen, and possibly still listening. Maybe 3AI Atlas wasn't a visitor. Maybe it was a reminder, something built to awaken when someone finally looked closely. And we watched it vanish, but perhaps it didn't leave. Perhaps it only remembered what it came here for. And somewhere in the silence between the stars, a single signal waits to return the call.